With the latest on Edge potentially making the move to AEW and more, this is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Sending a message to Tesla, WWE correspondent Kayla Braxton said on X, "Just broke a nail trying to open a Tesla door. Yo, Tesla, can you pay for my next manicure? I'll also accept a new Tesla." Recalling an injury from his early Impact Wrestling days, Steve Maclin said this on Wrestling is Life is Wrestling podcast. "So actually the first year at Impact, I tore my labrum, never got it fixed. I just worked through it, tore my labrum in my right shoulder. That's just the business. You find a way to work around injuries and I gotta put food on the table. I can't be out right now, and this partial groin tear was one of those injuries that kept me. I hated it. I'm glad you got to step up for slams, so thank you." Taking to social media during his hiatus from WWE, Dexter Lumis showed off his physique as he appears to be in great shape. Asked if he needs WWE's permission for his boxing matches, Logan Paul said on the MMA Hour, "Yeah, we gotta find a time in the schedule to carve out a time to box because I am, I guess, technically like a full-time wrestler. Like I'm on the roster, I have a contract. And it's also a goal of mine to get WWE championships. Like I didn't just come to partake, I came to take over, and you don't do that if you're hopping in and out of the sport. So we gotta find time to box and time to wrestle, and they've been very accommodating." Talking about her goals as NXT Women's Champion and holding open challenges on Raw, Becky Lynch told the New York Post, "Currently we are a little light on women with credibility on Raw, so anyway I can give these women who are great credibility. Give them a match, give them an outing, and showcase them in a championship match. I think that only benefits everybody. It benefits the audience because we have more women that we care about and more women that I can beat. I need people to come up. I need people on this level. But if nobody's getting any TV time, if nobody's getting any story time, then they can't rise up because nobody knows who the hell they are. It's hard to gain momentum if you don't get no TV time. It's hard to get TV time if there is nothing to fight for. We know that Rhea Ripley only likes hanging out with the lads, the Judgment Day, and doesn't like getting hit. So that's why I came along with my championship trying to give people some opportunities. I'm very grateful for my time, but I want more time, damn it. That's why I will do all of these things. That's why I'll go down to NXT. That's why I'll be on all the shows. That's why I'll be on dark matches on SmackDown, as well as being a mother and traveling and writing a book and all the other things I'm doing." Speaking about the last-minute alterations made to AEW Dynamite, Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio, "It almost didn't happen because Phoenix was not cleared. It was up in the air whether he would be cleared. He had not been cleared. He did get cleared for this match, but it wasn't until late in the afternoon, so they had apparently put together a show without him, and then they had to change it to put that match with Jarrett on, which was a late addition to the show." Ringside News added, "It was also noted that a lot of planned stuff had to change because of all that. On top of Phoenix getting cleared to compete, Jon Moxley wasn't able to appear, so that certainly gave AEW some interesting options." Staying on the topic of last night's Dynamite, AEW President Tony Khan took to X to write, "I apologize for the persistent issues at TBS Network tonight with our AEW Dynamite feed. As I understand, there were issues at TBS with a new operation system. Thankfully, AEW's international feeds were unaffected. We're working now to put a clean feed on TBS West later tonight." Posting photos of Adam Cole's x-ray, Britt Baker wrote on social media, "This guy broke his ankle in 3 places on a freak accident. He still hobbled around on live TV because, as we like to say, the show must go on. Adam Cole gives his entire heart and soul to pro wrestling. He's one tough cookie, and this is just a small bump in the road. He'll be back better than ever." Going over a new television deal for WWE in Japan, Ringside News noted that according to Tokyo Sports, WWE SmackDown and WWE Raw will air on ABEMA in Japan starting on October 3rd. This will be a big deal for Japanese fans, and it may bring WWE to even more eyes overseas. Raw is scheduled for Tuesday nights at 8 p.m., while SmackDown will air on Saturdays at 8 p.m. These broadcasts will be in Japanese and available for free. WWE Premium Live events will also be shown on ABEMA, replacing its previous airing on J Sports in Japan. WWE Hall of Famer The Great Muta will serve as an ambassador for a special broadcast set to air on September 29th. Muta was present at Payback, where he sat ringside during Shinsuke Nakamura's challenge against Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Touching on the ability to go to Hollywood as a reason for signing with WWE, former AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill told ESPN, "Yes, I did it. I know that I have that it factor. Call it cocky, call it conceited, call it vain. Just because I know myself, I don't think that makes me this evil person. There is nothing wrong with knowing yourself and knowing what you bring to the table. I'm sorry that I'm just so blessed with good looks and I work hard. I go hard in the gym and I go hard in the ring. I can't help that. I want to take these tools. I'm not going to take them for granted and I'm going to work hard. That was one of the factors that had me led over to this way, yes." Giving a status update on Roosh, who has not been seen in AEW recently, Dave Meltzer pointed out on Wrestling Observer Radio he was talking to Preston Vance in some vignettes and then, whatever, he says he's fine. I heard that they couldn't use him. Whatever. The original story of why they couldn't use him because of the visa issues was because his daughter was born, but that was months ago. I was told that until he is cleared, they can't use him. I don't know when that ends. They did do a bunch of vignettes when he went to Triple Mania in Mexico City. In some unfortunate news, Trey Miguel of Impact Wrestling noted a recent situation that took place, writing on X, was involved in a hit and run tonight that sent my fiance and I into a pole on the Florida Turnpike. The Ford F-150 hit a car that hit us and sent us spiraling into a pole before fleeing. No reports from witnesses have been made. Such good people we live amongst. 10 cars, 0 eyes. Prior to the release of the Maximum Male Models, Mansoor claims that he didn't establish many friendships when he initially joined WWE, saying on Twitch, "All 51 people in the Battle Royal are in a big room, and Jamie Noble is going over the match and Heath Slater keeps shouting, 'Okay, but who's winning?' And Jamie's like, 'Hold on.' And then finally Heath's like, 'Who's winning the damn thing?' And Jamie's like, 'The NXT kid's winning, okay?' And everybody turns to me and looks at me. I'm like, ugh. So I go hide in a separate locker room because when I did my tryout, we went to that same venue and they had us go to a storage closet. So I went to the same storage closet and I remember Ali pulled me aside and said, 'Hey dude, you got heat, man.' I was like, 'What? What happened?' He goes, 'You didn't say hi to anybody. You didn't introduce yourself. You didn't shake anybody's hand.' 'Yeah, I did. Think I had heat with Kofi Kingston.' I was really sad about that. I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that at all. I just thought that's not what you do here. He's like, of course it is. Were you not told that? And this is before our run, by the way, so this was my first time ever talking to Ali, and funnily enough, he was like, yeah, Claudio said that he was pissed. I was like, no, because I'm a huge Cesaro fan, and I would end up working with him, obviously, later. So I made sure in the Battle Royal, well, funny, in the Battle Royal, I was standing around and I was next to Luke Gallows, and I said, hey, I know this is probably a weird time to say this, but I'm a huge Talkin' Chop fan. And he was like, pretty cool. Anyway, afterwards, I shake everybody's hand, I say thank you very much, introduce myself to everybody. For a health update on himself, Bryan Danielson noted this during his interview with the New York Post. Our doctors would still not like me to do certain things, but from like 2 weeks ago when I had the tag match, the strength in my hand is coming back way faster than they thought it would. The mobility and all that stuff. I still have to be cautious probably for the next year or so. They put a steel rod in my arm. One of the things they said is that it actually makes it more likely to break, not where it broke before, but where the end of the rod is. It's like a fulcrum for the bone to bend against. Saying this about Edge making the move to AEW for their WrestleDream event, it was noted that Ringside News also previously exclusively reported that there is an internal belief within WWE that Edge is going to AEW a short time later. Sean Sapp reported that there is also belief within AEW that Tony Khan will ink Adam Copeland to a contract. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted something very interesting about Edge's contract status. The veteran pro wrestling journalist noted that Edge's WWE contract actually expires on the last day of September. I mean, his contract expires on Saturday, so he could show up on Sunday for WrestleDream. It was noted that Edge may have something to do with Christian's match for the TNT title. After all, Christian told Luchasaurus to stay in the back for that match in Seattle. Also, Edge could find himself in any number of stories on the AEW roster that don't have to do with Christian. AEW could be preparing for a major angle at WrestleDream, and Edge may be a part of it all. We can't forget that AEW Dynamite ended with a strange masked stable attacking Jay White backstage. Only time will tell who was actually under that devil mask. After all, Sean Sapp noted on X of that segment, I personally think whoever is going to be revealed under a mask probably isn't under the mask now. Seems high risk to do that. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.